Okay, so welcome to Facebook already. Good morning. I hope you had an amazing weekend. Here in Durban, we had this one day it was 31 degrees, and yesterday it was 13 degrees. So that was a little bit fresh. Okay, so let's see. I'm sure you know that. So I'm here on Facebook. Here I'm on LinkedIn. So I'm using two different cameras to be able to go live at the same time. So, okay, what will we do today? We will talk today about why it's so important that you know your industry. Okay, so if you want to start your own business, if you maybe even want to apply for funding for it, it is crucial and critical that you know your industry. Okay, so what does it mean? That means number one is, of course, you must be familiar with what your competitors are doing, so do some research, find out what products or service do they offer, how do they package things. Thanks for the thumbs up here on LinkedIn, on Facebook. I'm sure that also means that you can hear and see me. Great, I can see your comments here. So if you have any questions, both on LinkedIn or on Facebook, just don't worry, just send some questions in the comments. I definitely will be able to answer them in these next 20, usually it's 20 minutes what we do here on Monday morning. Yeah. Okay, so have a look what your competitors are doing. How do they package their product and services? How do they charge for it? What additional service do they offer? Yeah, get a good feeling about it. Not being out of an industry doesn't mean that you are extra challenged. It can also mean that you are maybe thinking a little bit more outside of the box, so that means, hey, you worked in another industry, you go into a new industry, and then you see, okay, why don't they do the same things and package things differently, or why do they only charge for specific products and don't offer some additional products, so sometimes this really can be an advantage, but of course you need, if you want to start your business in a specific industry, you need to know what your competitors are doing. Of course, you also need to know what does your clients and customers really want. So maybe it is not properly developed, this industry here at the moment, or it's totally new industry for South Africa, and other companies just offering what they think what the customers want, but they never ever really listened to customers and clients and asked them, what would you like us to do for you? Because as soon as you figure that out, what your clients really want, it is so easy to sell your product or services. Yeah. So that means definitely you need to do also have a look at the competitors. I always recommend definitely talking with potential customers and clients. And you can tell them, hey, I want to do a market research. Do you have 10 minutes for me? And then you ask them, who is, where are you buying at the moment? Are you satisfied with the services? What additional service or what would you like to have in place? So what is not really working for you? Where are your challenges? Ask them questions. Okay, and if you ask people questions, that means that you are getting a good idea what they really want, and then you can arrange your service package accordingly, and then maybe at the end of the day, after you did the market research And then you can say, you know what, we can offer you this. We can offer you to deliver bricks, and I don't know, maybe people want it in now green or blue instead of red, and we are able to do that for you. And you know that, of course. You know, so, or if you are not too sure, you just can say after this market research meeting, you just say, okay, let me go back to the drawing board. I will double check what I am able to do for you. You know, so, and in this way you are building relationships with potential customers and clients. Never ever try to be the cheapest on the market. Okay, I'm said that so many times in so many different videos. If you are the cheapest on the market, what happens? There are some people out there, they every year they just double checking and say, okay, so who offers the cheapest product or services, and this is where we will buy from. So you are not able to build reliable customer relationships with you, and you're losing them. And so you need to make sure that you find ways then what do they really want, and make sure they are really happy with your service and with your products. Let me see. Kanya, hi Dagmar. Thanks to Wade for helping me with business plan for water bottling plant. Now I'm working on offtakes. Great. Okay, Kanya, well done. So you've done a business plan. Wade did the business plan for Kanya, and offtake agreements. Even if you don't want to apply for funding, please do yourself a favor. Don't just take your millions, set up a manufacturing plant, and then think as soon as this manufacturing plant is ready, people will knock on my door. It's not going to happen. Let me tell you, burst your bubble, disappoint you, and this is not going to happen. Yeah. People are not only because now there is the new plant, they will not think, oh, now we can go there, knock on their door and buy from them. You know, you actively need to go out there, you need to sell. And you're only able really to sell. And with selling, I'm not saying that you just need to rip everybody off. You know, selling means you're offering a product or a service, and maybe even these bottling plants where you say, okay, our bottles out of specific plastic or recycled plastic. The water has its advantages. Listen to what your customers want. Maybe you want to go to hotels and say, hey, it's not a problem. We can do the labeling with your logo for you. Or we can offer you a space where you can write in or print in then later on the name of the guests this hotel has. You know, so be creative. Come up with some crazy ideas where you add more value to your customers. And it's the easiest way if you want to raise funding. It needs to be B2B business, okay? And lots of times this B2B business, business to business, means that this other business as then the wholesaler or retailer has again some customers. And if you are able to assist them to sell more of their product or services, do you think they will then just drop you because somebody else is 3 cents cheaper? No. You know, of course, please be aware that also means that you always need to be on top of the game, you know. So it doesn't mean you now do set up your business, your manufacturing, your water bottle manufacturing, and then get 10 clients. They order each and every month from you, and then you can say, great, I'm done now. That's not the case, you know. So you always need to double check, what do clients want from me? Can I diversify? Can I increase my production? With manufacturing, it's quite easy. You know, you usually only manufacture in the beginning for 8 hours. And at the end of the day, you have 24 hours a day, you know. So as soon as you don't need to buy more equipment, you just have another night shift. and then you can double your production already. And it's still, in reality, you can even have 3 shifts if really required, So don't think you just set that up. I had that a couple of times, even in Germany, with some clients. They said, Dagmar, I want it to be set up and it needs to run for the next 20 years. It needs to be that perfect. And I told them it's never ever going to be that perfect, because environments are changing and we are at the moment experience that all worldwide the hard way, So out of a sudden things is changing, out of a sudden all the normal rules don't apply anymore. Now we need to make some plans. I don't know, out of a sudden everybody is forced to do Zoom meeting, online conferences. So using more, luckily we are so blessed and lucky that we have all these technology at the moment. If I think this would happen, I don't know, 5 or 10 years ago, we would be all really, really, really struggling, So these new technologies makes it so much easier for all of us to really get through this. You just need to be creative, So, and like I said, you set that business up and then you fine tune. And there is no end to fine tune. You do that, I don't know, 3 times a year, 4 times a year. You just think about, have a look. Okay, is there anything where it's not working? Where do I need to put my effort into it? And after the startup phase, it's in any case, your job after the startup phase is working on your business as an entrepreneur, not in your business, because otherwise you just bought yourself a job, or, so then you're really self-employed running around and you have no chance really to get to the freedom you may want, and of course also the rewards you expect. If you are not able to duplicate your business model, having teams around it, having staff members around you to be able to take your tasks, what you started with, and then your job is, because you showed already that you are successful, you had a great idea, you started your business, that was working, and now just think about the next step. I personally always recommend think about how to grow, okay? If you think about how to stay afloat, that's the wrong goal. You need to think about how can you grow, even in these crazy times. So because when you focus on growing, other ideas come up, and then it's trial and error, but you see how important it is, coming back to the title of this webinar, that you know your industry. And with knowing your industry, I mean really both. Know what your competitors are doing. If you need to get some crazy ideas, have a look what they do abroad, and see what you can implement here in South Africa, and or have a look at other industries, see how they are handling some challenges and how they are overcoming this. And then you need to know your competitors and you need to know your customers. And if you know your customers and you know exactly what is their pain point, where do they need help with? Do you know how easy it is then the sales process? So there is no knocking on doors, reminding people and, hey, you need this. And they think, I don't need your water, I can buy the water from your neighbor, So if you are not trying to have some, that unique selling point, so I don't really like all these normal words what flowing around, but you need to be special in some ways. You need to be able to really serve your customers. You need to know exactly what they want to be able to help them, and then selling and growing your business is a breeze. Okay. Reggie, hi Dagmar. I'm currently operating a vehicle, wrap and branding company, but I'm not winning on the customer or funding side. What do you suggest I do? Okay, so customer or funding is of course, it's different solutions, okay? So personally, you first need to concentrate on, okay, how will you be able to get customers? And then you need to think about who are your ideal customers. I don't know, you know. So, and what I specifically in the beginning was always looking at, I was looking at other people. They may have contacts to SMMEs. They need my services, like other accounting firms. So I partnered with them. You know, so, and then I knew when they had somebody who was looking for a business plan, they would recommend us. We paid then a commission, a small commission, that is all in order, and that's the normal way to do things. You know, so Reggie, you need, number one is really to be absolutely clear about who are your customers. And if you tell me everybody is my customer, then you're lost already, you know, because you can't service everybody. And for your this wrapping, car wrapping is of course also something what is only in a specific region. You know, I'm not too sure where you are from, so that needs to you need to think about, okay, so the people are, they need to have vehicles, of course. It needs to be, maybe corporates are looking for it. Maybe you need to have a look what advantage does it has to have your car wrapped. I think it has also something to do with if you, specifically as a business owner, if you are able then to reduce your expenses for the car as expenses of the business. So there are, so you know, to know some tax incentives and say, hey, if you wrap your car, these are your income tax incentives SaaS will give you, you know. So think about why your customer would want to work with you, you know. And then easy way in the beginning is there are so many Facebook groups specifically for areas, you know. Maybe you just offer, say there, hey, this is what I'm able to do. These are your advantages. We are here in, I don't know, I'm just saying here now, in Hillcrest, and you can come to us and we can design that for you. I'm not sure how much do you want to offer. Are you offering only the printing? Do you want to offer also the design? Do you need designers to do that for you? Maybe other designers would then be the right people for you to approach and get some contacts there, and then say, okay, so I can do that for you for a special rate if you recommend me clients, you know. So, and then yes, that's the number one. And only after you've sorted this out, you are then able to raise funding. And I don't even know how much funding you need. So, and maybe you don't really need so much funding, you know. Okay, so I hope that helped. Let's see, Mark. Hi Dagmar, what funding opportunities exist for training provider? We are an established company and I'm keen to explore what options exist to run sponsored skills development initiatives. Okay, let me see. As often funded by companies and state departments. Would it be best to look at enterprise and skills development budgets that need to allocate in respect? Yes. Yeah. Okay. So the government institutions, we are usually working with like DTI, IDC, NEF, Land Bank, CIFA. They giving out loans, and that's not what you want. You're obviously looking for a grant. So you need to talk to corporates, you know, and see if they usually have some funds available. Maybe you offer some specific training for enterprise development for a specific company. I know from a company where I did also talk on, they trained women in transport. That was a year program. they got from the Department of Transport, and they were always able to get these developed a year program, do only an outline. Okay, this is what we think about, and then go to corporates and see, because they need to spend their money to get their BE points in any case, you know. So then you can talk to them and see. The CEDAs, I also know, pay sometimes for students for specific programs, and I'm sure you know that better than I am. So they need to be oh yeah, now I forgot the word, accredited courses from the relevant CEDAs, and I think they need to be a minimum of a year, so that they are then interested and send you some students, you know. So I think you need to figure out what is working best for you. Have a look what contacts you have to corporates, and then talk to their human resources department and see if you can add some value there to them, you know. So always think about what you are able to do for them, not what they can do for you, you know. And then say, okay, this is the outline I had in my head. Do you think that would help you? And I'm flexible enough if you say you want to have some specific topics in there. Maybe there is only one module, health and safety, and they said now we need 3 modules, health and safety, because of I don't know, COVID, or because of some other reasons, and then you are able to do that. Yeah, I hope I was able also to answer your question there. I love that. Okay, Mark. Okay, so yes, but with these skills development and raising grants and support from corporates, that is definitely not really our expertise. I know somebody who has this expertise, so if you need her contact details, then just yes, if you are on Facebook, send a message to via Facebook. Brent is on the other side, okay, so he will be able to assist you and give you then the email replying to Marie. Thanks. Okay. So pleasure, yeah. So and then I can't even remember her name. Okay, but I definitely will find her contact details, and then we can get you in contact there. Great. Okay. So I hope that really helped you today. So, and you understand why it's so important to know your industry, know your customers. That's the most important thing. Know exactly who you want to service, and of course also always have a look what your competitors are doing. And let me tell you, what do I do? I'm always looking what competitors and other service providers, business plan writers, companies like me are doing also abroad. You know, just get a feel for it and then see, okay, what are we able here to implement in South Africa? What do I think, what makes sense, what really adds value to all of you? And then we just, yeah, it's trial and error then. You only can see, okay, this is working, this is not working. Maybe you don't meet the right wording, people don't really understand what you want to offer. So it is trial and error. Yeah, don't give up. Just if you see this is what I want to do, this is the goal post, okay, so and then your plan A, B and C means these are plans to reach this goal. Plan A, B and C doesn't mean that you have goal A, B and C. Yeah. Okay, great. Take good care. I wish you all an absolutely amazing, successful new week. And we see us definitely next week on Monday morning again. Okay, so bye-bye on LinkedIn. And let me hear. And bye-bye on Facebook. Take good care. Bye.